Jungle.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love you too.
I don't want to kiss you too much because I actually want to see you tomorrow. I don't want you to feel awkward.
I would never feel awkward.
Okay.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Actually, I work like a 20-hour day tomorrow, but I'm free on Monday or Sunday and Monday.
I'm maybe free on Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, no, I am free Sunday, Monday.
What do
But
you
tomorrow I'm
do?
working the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What do you like to do?
for fun.
I'm sorry, I'm feeling touch your beard because I really love it.
I know you do.
And I can't understand the concept of like hair growing on your face.
Okay, can I tell you the truth? Neither can I. Like I see it, I'm like,
Really?
whoa. Yeah.
Do you love having it on your face?
Yeah, I did it this year for fun.
Is this the first time you've ever had a beard?
This much like this, yeah.
You have, like,
I always do
perfect-
stubble.
Perfect teeth and perfect lips.
I
though. Like, sorry, just keep
You
going.
do too. Oh, so you asked me what I like to do?
Yes, because like I never want to have my own children,
Why?
but I want to like help people have their children.
Really? Because I just put a baby in your tummy when we were making out.
No way.
Yeah, soon you'll still be sown with my seed.
No way.
A little bearded baby will
It's
pop
not
out. A bearded girl will pop out.
What do I do with her?
I'll raise it, don't worry. Just give it the bearded girl to me and you can
Okay,
just pretend
like
you
I'll
don't have
tell
kids.
you in like 5 months or however many.
Exactly.
I like fucking love your beard.
I love you.
Wait, really? Do you really love me?
I kind of do actually, yeah.
Really?
I think we like each other because I'm like a strong leader and you play a supporter role, so we have natural chemistry.
Yes. Where'd you come from? Where were you from? Where'd you come from?
I grew up in Canada.
Oh, you have a lot in that pocket. I don't
I
want to bring it out.
do. Did you feel that?
Where'd you buy that?
At D&G in Beverly Center.
No way.
Yeah.
I kind of love you. Like, you're so perfect.
You're perfect too.
I just don't know how to be around you without, like, making out with you.
Okay.
I feel like that's not okay. Like, I'm not up to par.
Yeah, you're up to par.
Am I?
Yes.
Are you sure?
You are up to par.
Okay.
Wasted a ton of time.
Wait.
We're right there.
Okay. How much? Maybe 5 minutes or so? What do you want to do? I'll come sit up with you guys. All right. Yeah. Can I take this chair? Can I actually take a chair? Yeah. How you guys doing?
Do you really want a date for this weekend? Do you actually want a girlfriend? Do you actually want to just get mad pussy, right? Whatever you want to do, you have to work it that way backwards, okay? That's why that sushi, trampolines, and chocolate is so awesome because, you know, you have these two tracks. You have all the stuff that Owen talks about on his YouTube videos and everything else about self-development and personal development and all of that. But then you also have, I just want to, like, what's the minimum effective dose of just getting the result right now, as quick as possible, without having to do all this, you know, without having to put myself out there all the time. And yeah, so that's it.
And I wanted to say to wrap your talk too, I was hearing what he was saying about knowing people at the, I actually just walked in from the bathroom.
Yeah.
But you're saying about
I don't want to do a social proof talk, but yeah, that's.
Yeah, okay. So, or you were saying about the, you walk into like the sushi restaurant, you already know them really well there. I just want to say, you got anybody here see my breakup video earlier this year? Okay, so I used to always go out with my girl, and we're still friends and shit. Just to clarify that, some of you guys know her. But basically, no, we're like two good friends. Like we should be less friends. But the point is, since I broke up with her, you know, I've been single again, and that was actually one of the major focuses that I did in LA. Being single again was exactly like what he says. It's funny to see that he's already, you know, been thinking about this for a long time. But I put a really big focus into this year, which was just go to regular restaurants all the time. And basically continually go to, like, I like health food restaurants, so I'll go to health food restaurants, and then I'll go to places like, you know, cryotherapy, where they like freeze you. It's like some weird health thing that you do on the West Coast that you guys would think is gay. This is Boston, you know what I mean? You guys even think the health food restaurant means you're gay, probably. So,
I feel like you want cryotherapy, just go outside.
Yeah, you're like...
Go outside in January.
Yeah, well that's the thing, yeah, like, fucking Boston, like paying to freeze yourself. You're like, do you want to suck a dick with that kale salad? That kale salad means you suck dicks? You know, right? Like beat me up. But, okay, so, all right, you know, we're from the West Coast. Okay, so, anyway, all right, so, yeah, okay, Boston. Yeah, okay, so, but anyway, so, yeah, so I started going to like these places, right? And a couple things I can say is for sure, one is that, yeah, they know you when you go in and it makes you look like mad cool. And like, I'm surprised that even works because it's just a fucking waitress that knows you, but for
like,
whatever reason in that girl's mind.
It helps a lot, yeah. I mean, that's actually the way I met Mike, because I gave this talk and then me and Mike met afterward, right? It was kind of funny because I gave a much more detailed version of that because it's something as simple as just meeting a waitress, but it's so much more complex than that when you decide to fundamentally change your life around that, right? Especially where you live. Because LA, there's no Crest, there's no Ledoux anymore, there's no real clubs really in LA. Like it's like there's only a few real clubs in LA anymore, right? So it's the pretty girls go to the restaurants that you're talking about. Like they all go to where you're going.
Yeah.
So when you meet these, it's about consistency, right? So when you're meeting these waitresses every single time, right? The amount of attraction that adds up with the other people that you bring compounds. It's huge.
Yeah, it's been amazing, and like I bring in all these day twos. I at one point I was doing 2 day twos a day, like just hammering it out. Right now I'm going to talk a little bit about why I might talk later, but basically it was because as I got out of my previous relationship, one of the things that frightened me being single again, in my opinion, but you could kind of tell me what you think. I might be exaggerating this because it's just one person's opinion, but I have felt as though women, due to social media, have gotten really messed up. It's just like, I'm on all these dates and they're sitting there on fucking Snapchat and Instagram and like their brains just look fried and it's starting to frighten me. Like it's literally frightening me, but I don't know if I'm just...
No, I take the phone. I'll just take the phone and move it. Like,
well, I know his wingman, Michael, I was out with him and we pulled 3 girls and Michael's like, who wants to play the phone game? And the girl's like, we'll play the phone game, right? Because they're like, it's a phone game. That sounds great on our phones. And he's like, okay, everybody take out your phone. Put it right here in the middle of the table. Have you seen him do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
We used to do it all the time.
This? Okay, I don't know.
I didn't invent it, but yeah,
Okay, I can picture that. Okay, and then he's like, put him out. He's like, okay, stack them up. Stack up your phones. He's like, all right.
It's one of the huge group because then there's like 8 or 9 phones on the table.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was 7 phones on the table, and he says, all right, next person check your phones, pays for fucking drinks. And it was amazing too to watch them squirm. Right? Like they're sitting there and they're like, we have to have a real conversation. But anyway, so I started just seeing like the way that the women are out there, it started to terrify me. And one of the things that I started to think a lot about was about, for people who study RSCs, finding quality women, you know, for as a girlfriend, life partner, marriage, depending on your belief systems about relationships, but whatever it is, finding quality women. And it started to terrify me when I became single after 3 years, you know, going out there and meeting a lot of very pretty girls, but realizing like I could never see myself with 99% of these girls as a partner. And I don't mean to complain or to be negative, but you can find them, but you just got to make the effort to find them. I mean, quality guys is tough for women too, okay? I mean, it goes both ways. So basically...
it's different though. I mean, you even said the one time that it's not about a girl meeting a quality guy, so getting a quality guy to call her back, right? Like it's easy for her to meet. It's like a little bit of a different dichotomy.
Yeah. Yeah, what he's saying is basically that it's, you know, for a girl to get a guy to sleep with her is one thing, but to get him to call back is 2 different missions. Like if this was the women's seminar, it'd be the get him to call you back after you suck his dick. You know, the guy is like just get her to have sex with you. You know, it's like you got her to have sex. The girl is like get him to call back. But I'm teasing her obviously, but I'm kind of not. So okay, so but the point being, so I thought a lot about that. So I started really thinking, what would it take to attract quality in my life? So I was doing a lot of what he said, and I'll add one other little funny side point to it, by the way. Was after there was actually a tipping point with a lot of these places where if I bring like 1 girl a day for like a couple weeks, eventually a lot of the girls that work there, their brains would just tweak, and you could really see the power of social proof. Because I've always heard the pickup community concept that women go for guys that other women want to have sex with, right? And I know it and I get it and I hear it, but in part of it in the back of my mind, I'm like, is that really true? I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, that's kind of man whorish. It's kind of playerish. I mean, would a girl really like that? But I gotta admit, as the girls that work in these places, a lot of them are pretty attractive, see me bringing girl after girl after girl, the way they react to me is so fucking funny. Like, I feel like a celebrity. Like, I walk in and I'll be like, hey, what's up, guys? And they're like, you know, and I'm like,
and there's no negative. Like, there's the amount. It doesn't matter the amount of times you do it.
Yeah, and I'm like, what's up? Like the way you said what's up is so funny. It's so funny, you know, and it's like I'm doing like nothing. So it goes to show the power of social proof, I guess. I mean, you know, and I remember at Cryo, it was like this one day where it tipped, where I brought in like girl after girl after girl. And then finally it was like this, like the final time, like when they all tipped and then they all became like this, they were like, another one? And then another girl was like, he brought another one. And another girl was like, he brought another one. There's another one. I'm like, shh. you know, and then they've been like that ever since. And it's funny too because I'll be like, hey, do you guys want to hang out later? And because they've seen other girls seeing that I'm safe, I think, like, I don't even know if it's like a sex thing or it could even just be like a safety thing, like other girls see that he's safe. Because I mean, you can imagine being a girl's pretty tough, right? Like, okay, I mean, stop and really think about what it's like to be a girl. As a man, you go home with a girl, worst thing is like she cries or maybe she's fat. You know, right? Maybe, you know, you take your clothes off and you're like hurt feelings, right? But like as a woman, think of all the things that can happen if she goes home with a guy, right? I mean, it's like terrifying. Do you want to know how I know this? Do you know Chris Sharp? Okay, Chris Sharp is this 7-foot tall Australian buddy of mine he's huge, okay? He's fucking huge. And one night he got really drunk and we're driving back from my birthday party and he goes, Tyler, you know it's funny tonight. And he's like all drunk and he thinks it's funny to do this. And I'm like, what's that, Chris? He's like, tonight, I'm gonna rape ya. And I'm like, you know, and then he's like, and the funny thing is, there's nothing you can do to stop me. Like this, and he kept repeating it again and again until it's not funny. And that's when I realized the terror that women deal with when they go home with a guy.
At that moment,
I had never fully appreciated. But anyway, so yeah, so maybe it's just a safety thing of girls seeing you with like a lot of guys. I'm not totally sure. But okay, so yeah, but anyway, so with the social proof thing, what he's saying. What Luke is talking about here is ways to grease the wheels to where you get your dating life just really on kind of autopilot, right? And that was sort of, I'll kind of talk a little bit about that with my talk later about meeting quality girls. But sort of, I totally like just jumped in. But anything else you wanted to?
No, that was great. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, anytime you can throw a rape joke in, it's good.
All right.
So,
yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to wrap with? Or?
Yeah, I mean, no, that's it. I mean, the social proof thing is a whole nother concept to dive deep into. I mean, the biggest thing I guess I would add is there's no point where it's too much, right? There's 0 point. I mean, when me and Mike first moved to Vegas too, we thought that, all right, well, this is getting a little we'd bring 5 girls out to a nightclub on a Tuesday. We're like, all right, this is getting a little out of hand. We just wanted a comp table. We just wanted, you know, to get a little bit of social proof. And like, all right, screw it. Let's bring 10 girls out this time and let's see what happens. And then eventually it started turning into events, you know, the bikini competitions. Then it was 30, 40, 50 girls in one night that we'd be bringing out. And there's no negative to it. Like the shirt just can't get any wetter, you know? So.
You know, it's amazing. The funny thing too is Michael, his wing, his version of game now is his version of game is he pretends that he goes to all this like deliberate chess play to get out like, you know, like a bazillion like really attractive girls around him, right? So he's done all this deliberate stuff. But then he gets there and he pretends like he has no idea why the girls won't leave him alone. So he'll have videos of himself like.
That's a good way to explain it. Yeah.
That's what he does, right? And it's so fucking. And
he might not even admit that.
No, it's like. He's like this Venus flytrap that looks all innocent.
Yeah.
Flies on, and then he's like, whoosh, and it's like basically he surrounds himself with women, and then he gets there, and he just continues.
Acts almost aloof, like.
Yeah, he pretends he's a nerd. He's like, I'm just a shy nerd that can't get a girlfriend. He's doing Drake game. You guys know what Drake does? You guys know Drake? Like every girl wants to fuck Drake, and every album's like, I can't get a girlfriend, and all these like fucking dumb girls are like, I'll be your girlfriend, Drake. And I'm like, you really think Drake can't get a girlfriend? This was one of the disturbing things when I got back in the field. No, this like really disturbed me. This was like why when I give my talk later about quality women, this fucked my head up. Like I'm back in after 3 or 4 years, like hardcore dating again. And like, you know, again, me and my girl were doing, you know, pool game together and stuff like that, but I wasn't getting to know these girls really deep. And I'm getting to know these girls deeper, and I'm noticing a pattern that a lot of girls, they think Drake is their fucking boyfriend. Have any of you guys noticed this shit? They think Drake is their like multiple girls I went out with, they're like, you know, I don't know if I'd want to ever get a boyfriend. Unless it was Drake. And I'm like, oh my God. And then like another one says it and another one says it. And I think what happened is Drake has the best game out of all of us. And he literally just makes these hypnotic fucking music, dude. It's like this hypnotic music that convinces millions of women that Drake is their fucking boyfriend. And I'm just like, I'm back out single again, and I'm seeing, they're like on their phones, they're like, Drake is my boyfriend. Snapchat, Drake. And I'm like, ah! You know, right? And it's like horrifying. But so Michael, what he does is he's like, I'm just a nerd. I can't get a girlfriend. I'm like, you can't get a girlfriend? You know, and he like this, it's like Brad Pitt saying he can't get a girlfriend or something, right? And then he sits there, and the girls jump on him, and he does these faces like they're like innocent. So he'll like the girls jump on him, he's like, like that. Like he doesn't like I don't understand. I can't get a girlfriend. like this. And then he took it to the next level and he went on Millionaire Matchmaker and he did the same thing.
He acted even more nerdy and dorky on that show.
Even more nerd and dork, like full, like just, I can't get a girlfriend. He pulled it off on Millionaire, and now he's trying to go on The Bachelor. He's doing the same thing.
He took the girl on a date to like an Air and Space Museum type of thing.
Yeah, yes, he does. And he's like, he's like, I'm around all these girls at night, but I can't meet a girl that's smart. And all the girls think they're the smart one, right? They're like, all the other bitches are dumb. I'm the smart one. Drake will see it. like literally, like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's some random rant. So, any other thoughts?
No, that's good, man.
Good. Okay, could you guys give a hand to Luke? Yeah.
Good to see you.
In Real Social Dynamics, we try to teach you how to be a quote-unquote player, but it's not for the reason that you think. In fact, I've noticed that as RSC's gotten more popular, more people learn about it, this core truth has been missing. The pickup community was originally created to teach guys how to have freedom and choice so that you could enjoy an amazing dating life, but that in the end of it, you could learn how to attract a quality girl. A major reason why you want to learn how to attract a quality girl, plain and simple, kids. Who here wants to have kids at some point? Oh, fucking most of the room put their fucking hands up, okay? And the rest of you guys, sociopaths that want to fuck whores till you're dead. And I'm here to help you too. Here to help you too. Okay, so pretty much, yeah, right off the bat, you want to have an attractive, cool girl who you can have kids with, right off the bat. And ironically, it can be harder to meet a girl who's not even as hot as the hottest supermodel, but who just has good values and is reliable and that you can trust. That's actually harder to do oftentimes in this day and age, as sad of a statement as that is, and probably for women to meet men like that too, than it is just to meet a hot girl. So the basic framework that we're trying to teach you is how to have an experience where initially you're in scarcity. And what's going wrong with most guys when they go to meet girls is every girl that shows any interest in them, they fall in love. It's this constant thing. This is the hilarity of the mainstream's view of the pickup artist community. Because they're thinking it's all these cold-hearted guys that just want to fuck all these girls and all shit. And like the pickup artist community is 90% sweet, sensitive souls that were so hurt by different girls that blew them off that they're like, man, I got to do something about this. Guys that are into self-development and improving themselves are not typically the guy, like the drunken player on coke out of the club trying to get another notch on his belt. It's very rare that I get guys like that on program. Most guys that I've met on a program are sweet, sensitive souls that have had a rough fucking ride with girls, that have been fucked around and had their fucking guts ripped out. Who here has had their guts ripped out by a girl? Not to be mean or a victim. There you go. And for the rest of you guys that didn't put your hands up, it's because you're fucking virgins, and you're like, I'm jealous of you guys that didn't get your guts ripped out, because I haven't even got the chance to get my guts ripped out. I wish I could get my guts ripped out, because I haven't even had that. You know? So most guys have just really had a rough ride, and they didn't understand why their princess, their soulmate, their sweetheart fucking blew them off. A lot of the world is these nice, sweet guys jumping over a fucking puddle so that a girl can crawl on their backs into the arms of a player who doesn't give a fuck about them. I want you to really think about that image. Nice guy jumps on a puddle. Girl walks over his back into the arms of a player that doesn't give a shit. Stop and think about that image. That is a lot of what is going on in modern dating. It is fucking rampant. So as a guy, you're seeing this, and you're getting a sense that maybe the mainstream narrative that you've been told isn't leading you in a positive direction, and so you decide to change. Now, the first thing that we have to do in the pickup community is get guys unhooked off girlfriend addiction. We have to get you unhooked off of, I need to be in a relationship, I can't be alone addiction. We have to unhook you off that. So we have to get you to a point where you're so into meeting new girls, you're having so much fun being single, that you are borderline disgusted by the idea of being in a relationship. You have disdain for it. That's not meant to last. You're not meant to be an old man with no kids and sitting there going, fuck relationships, fuck all this shit. That's not the end goal. That's a stepping stone, okay? It's a simple stepping stone. So first stepping stone that we gotta do is we've got to teach you about female psychology, and we got to teach you what women are actually responding to. And we do that by giving you guidelines, but we also do that by getting you out there doing approaches and learning how to break down your night and breaking down the experiences that you're having so that you can actually get a sense of what women are responding to and what they're not. The next thing that we have to do is teach you how to do cold approach pickup. We've got to teach you how to go into any environment and talk to the girls there, get numbers, and be able to take girls home. We got to teach you how to do that readily. From there, we've got to get you on some kind of path of self-improvement. Because if all that you're doing is just mastering doing cold approach, but you're still the same guy, you're gonna poison your fucking soul. And we've seen this over and over in the pickup community. These like poison souls of guys that got really good at approaching girls, getting them home, getting laid, but they turn into these like dark, weird psychos. And they get self-hating, and they cry, and they get suicidal, and like all this fucking weird shit happens. So you're gonna have all this success, but we've got to ground you. If you think of like that Justin Bieber stereotype, it's like he gets all the success, but he's not grounded. So generally, people want to be on some kind of spiritual path of some type, whether you believe in a spiritual path or not, I don't really give a shit. But you have to be on some form of grounding yourself, some form of self-improvement, so that you're growing in general multiple different areas. That's typically just what we found to be the healthy way of going about it. It's about a larger path of self-improvement. Whether you want to do that or not, it's up to you. And a lot of guys will not resonate with that. They're like, fuck that shit, I just want pussy. And they'll go and they'll get it, and they'll come back 2 years later and they'll go, okay, I see why you said that. And it just takes people time to see it. Or they don't, and then you'll see what happens. I have a lot of, it's not even funny, like the sad stories I have with this. I mean, I seen one dude just walking down the street on the other day. He fucked like 200 girls, and now he's like on heroin, and he's just like skitty, and he's just like looking at the ground like this. I don't think everybody that just learns game and doesn't do self-development winds up like that. But I've seen a lot of it. I just see a lot of really nasty cases where the self-improvement does not stick if you're not on some path of self-development. So that's why we generally teach you a broad range of things. Okay? So we want, and the other big thing is we want to get you a peer group. So you got to get to the point where literally you love your friends. You love the places that you go out. You love what you're doing. You just have a lot of stuff that you love. Okay? So we want to get you essentially in this like dope-ass upward spiral. You've got cool friends, cool female friends that you're not having sex with. Often those are girls you tried to have sex with and wouldn't sleep with you. That's okay. Okay? It means they're attractive, right? But it's like you had enough chemistry to be into each other, but the girl just wouldn't hook up with you. That's cool. She becomes your friend. You've got cool female friends to go out with. You're going out with groups of people. You have a wingman. You're getting healthier. You're getting physically healthier. You're getting emotionally healthier. You're moving forward in your career. You're doing all that stuff, and you're getting really sharp on cold approach, and you're meeting people everywhere. We want to get you into that type of upward spiral. Who here's in getting a little bit into that upward spiral right now? Put your hand up. Isn't that amazing how that works? You see like half the room of people here getting into that upward spiral, and that's because you're probably watching the vids. You're getting an idea about this stuff. So we want to get you to that point. Now from there, you're dating multiple different girls. And what I really love to hear, one of my favorite things to hear a guy say is, I never want a fucking girlfriend ever again. Now, do you want to know why I love to hear that? Because the next thing that they're going to say when I see them 6 months later is, holy shit, dude, I got a fucking girlfriend. And she's amazing. That's the pattern. So what I really love to hear is the guy got a girlfriend, and she's amazing. Or they're going to have kids, and the kids are amazing, or whatever it is. I love to hear that. But the problem is, if you don't have that initial step on the way there, here's what you see. Some dorky fucking dude who's not in an upward spiral, doesn't want to work on himself, doesn't want to learn how to approach people, doesn't want to learn how to improve. Just looks at the hottest girl that he can find, and he's like, you know what I think? I want that one. I think she's my taste. Yeah, motherfucker, she's everybody's taste. Get in line. Get in fucking line. Most of the girls that I'm dating, if they're really fly, most of the really fly girls I'm dating, common factors. They've had multiple marriage proposals. They've got hordes of fucking dorks hitting them up on text. They've got hordes of fucking dudes throwing themselves at their feet. Go to a hot woman and say, can I see your text message? If she'll let you see it, if she's a friend. And what you're gonna find is the same generic fucking texts. The same, you'll find guys getting pissed off, like, why didn't you call me back? Fucking tripping out, getting fucking pissed off. And you're gonna see that there's just dudes laying themselves down their feet. So you've gotta be a guy that can cut through that noise. The main girl who I'm dating right now, anytime that I go to see her where she works, there's dudes there hitting on her. It's constant. What did I do to get her that those dudes didn't do? I worked on myself. I improved myself. So I got it to where I'm a cut above. Does that mean that that girl could never cheat on me? Does that mean that that girl could never leave me? Of course not. Life is not as simple as that. That scares guys. They're like, isn't it just simple? Like you get to this point and nothing bad could ever happen and everything's perfect. Life doesn't work like that. You could be living perfectly and one day there's a tsunami or a fucking hurricane. Anything can happen in life. It's never like there's never a 100% guarantee. You get hit by a car. Anything can happen in life, right? But by improving yourself, you're putting yourself a cut above other guys and you're putting the work in and you're getting to a point where any girl that's into you sees that you're a man who's a cut above. So you're offering more value to her life than other guys can. You're also putting yourself in a position where if she were to leave you, or if you decided that you want to leave her, you can meet somebody else and you know how. Here's the problem. When you're in a fucking relationship, that girl never leaves the game, but you do. Why is that? The girl never leaves the game. Why? She's always getting hit on. It's not her fault. He's just talking to me. It's not her fault. He's just talking to me. So she's got all these attractive guys chatting her up, and you're sitting there just in fucking work mode, not talking to anybody. But at least if you put your time in beforehand, before you got in that relationship, and you know how to succeed with women, you can reteach it to yourself. It might take you a couple months. It might even take you half a year. But at least you know you can. At least you know you can. A lot of these dudes get a really attractive girlfriend. You know what winds up happening when she leaves them? They go fucking nuts. Because to replace that girl is almost impossible. We got to get you to that point where you become the kind of guy who can attract a quality woman, and you become the kind of guy who, if she leaves you, you can replace a quality woman. This is absolutely key. So what I started thinking about a lot this year was to round out my legacy in what I teach in pickup, I wanted to consider, what does it take to meet a truly quality woman? One of the first things that I'm going to tell you is this. Anytime that you're with a girl long term, is it important that you're physically attracted to her? Yes. How important is it that you're physically attracted to your girlfriend? It's extremely important, right? Do you think that when you get together as a couple, you should go to the gym together? Yes. All that type of stuff, right? Go hiking together, get involved in health food together, get involved in hitting the gym together, get involved in meditation together, reading together, do things that are healthy. What do a lot of couples do? They go down. They fight with each other, they watch TV, they go down, they get out of shape. They basically price each other out of the market, right? They take each other off the market. It's gross. It's gross. Do you guys agree a lot of couples do that? Yes. When I say the word relationship, do you guys associate that with growth, hot sex, more fun, more intimacy, family? Or do you associate that with like getting put-shamed, getting nagged, loss of growth, getting out of shape, stagnation? Which one do you guys associate with more? Majority of people, second one, isn't it? But is that how it has to be? What percentage of businesses fail? Yeah, but does that mean business is bad? Well, same thing. Most relationships fail too. It doesn't mean that capacity for great relationships is impossible. Business is amazing, relationships amazing, but you got to go about it right. Let me say another thing. Is a 3-year or a 5-year relationship that eventually ended, does that mean that it's a failed relationship, as they'll tell you in society? As long as you grew. It's a completed relationship. It means that you grew. Maybe you didn't chicken out and were too afraid to leave it. It means that you grew. It's still a successful relationship. I've had many successful relationships. I haven't proven that I could be in a marriage yet, but I have proven that I can have successful relationships. I could honestly tell you, if you guys enjoy what I teach, I could attribute about 30 to 50% of the great stuff that I teach to the most important women in my life that taught me things. The mother of my kids taught me about passion. If you guys see me passionate for a crowd, I learned that from the mom of my kids. And if you met her, you see she's an exceptional woman. She was so passionate when I met her, it brought tears to my eyes. Like it really did. It sounds crazy, but it really did. One of my other girlfriends, my stripper ex, she taught me how to let go. She really did. Strippers know how to fucking let go. The bitch was crazy. I kind of hated her, but I loved her too. And me and her had hot sex for many months. And let me tell you something. She taught me how to let go. Do you think a stripper knows how to let go? So have you guys ever seen me just go wild and crazy in front of a crowd? Or maybe in my pickup? Who did I learn that from? My girl. She's my girl for a long time. We're still great friends. My last girlfriend taught me about empathy. She was the kind of person who could really forgive people. She was the kind of person who she could look at people's behavior and really understand where they're coming from and really listen to people and understand where they're coming from. And she taught me that. And all these girls taught me many other things too. So these relationships were critical to my growth. Now, I've been lucky because I've been with girls who have been tolerant of me still doing game, right? And that's made it very challenging. I don't know what I want to do when I'm older. Now, I've had to do that, not because it's necessarily the best way to go about it, but just because it's what I teach. So that's how I've kind of gone about it, okay? But for you guys, you don't necessarily have to copy that. Enjoy your relationship in whatever way you think is best. Whether it's monogamous, whether it's open, there's a lot of different great ways to have a relationship. It depends on the personality type and what you want to get out of it. So this year, I started thinking a lot about what it takes to have a quality relationship, because as I came out of my last relationship, I noticed when I went out that a lot of girls, unfortunately, are falling prey to social conditioning. And unfortunately, and I'm sure the guys are too, I'm sure the women are dealing with the same thing, but a lot of the social conditioning these days is just getting worse and worse. It's kind of like they say, they call it like the diminishing middle class. In a lot of ways, the best people these days are better than ever, but the main mass in a lot of ways has gone downhill. And I attribute that in many ways to social media. So social media is this beautiful, amazing thing that, you know, if you watch my videos, you're seeing that through social media. But have you ever heard of the book, it's called The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains? You might want to research that, The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains. So essentially what's happening is you're seeing people getting highly distracted. Apparently, like, the average human attention span is like 7 seconds or something. I mean, it's literally out of control. It's insanity. So I teach people on things like meditation, because you can actually build your fucking focus. There's all these books coming out on the topic of focus because people are getting to the point where they're like, God damn, society's getting so fucked up, people can't even focus anymore. And the couple people that can make the most money and have the most success. That's what we're going to do, like dudes like Glenn, and teach myself how to get focused, basically. So that's what I saw going on. So I saw that out there. It kind of scared me because I can meet quality girls because I got fucking game for days, right? But I'm looking at dudes that don't have as much time to focus on game as I do. And it starts to frankly scare the shit out of me of what it would take to meet a quality girl. It's just fucking scary. And you know, you walk down the street and you look around, how many girls are you even attracted to? And out of those girls, how many girls do you think actually have a personality that's suitable for you to be in a long-term relationship with? Even bigger question, and frankly this is a little more important, are you able to be in a long-term relationship? Don't even be pointing the finger at other people going, oh, low quality, low quality. First thing to do is look in the fucking mirror. Could you even handle it? The reason why, to me, a long-term relationship is like the peak of the mountain is because it's a reflection that you've handled your own shit to the point that you even could be with somebody. And you also have handled your own shit to the point that you attracted another high-quality person. So it's not that I've, like, you know, come at you here saying that a stagnant, naggy, shitty, bullshit relationship is better than doing pickup. That's simply not true. Learning how to pick up girls is very challenging. It's hard. It's hard work. It's one of the hardest things that you ever will learn, unless you're naturally good at it, in which case it's fucking easy and you don't even need to learn shit. You know, but for guys that is hard to learn, right? So learning pickup is fucking hard. You know how society will make this weird thing where they're like, oh, it's like some lazy guy that can't be in a relationship. As if as a man, you just put your dick in holes all day. It's like the easiest thing in the world, like that takes no effort, and the real effort is finding some girl you don't even like and locking in with her. They make it sound like that. They literally make it, they create that narrative so that your average chode can be like, yeah, I manned up and got married. Like, how many girls have you ever dated before? 2. But I put aside my player ways and I manned up and got in a relationship. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. You took the easy way out. The lowest level is the typical chode who basically just marries an easy girl to get with. The relationship goes garbage and it just falls apart eventually. Or they don't even like each other. That's the easy way to go. That's what the majority of people do. A step up from there is actually learning to be successful with women, building a social circle, getting involved in your inner and outer health, building up your happiness in life, and learning game. And when you actually go do that, attracting different women so you have a great dating life, so that everybody that sees you is like, God damn, this guy's got an amazing fucking dating life. That's harder to do. That's actually hard. It requires effort. But from there, if you never want to work on yourself, you never have to get in a relationship, do you? You could just keep dating different girls, keep getting laid, because you're not capable of being in a relationship. But to me, an even higher level is when you become a really high quality person and you meet a really high quality girl. And you get to the point where that girl is supporting you in your hopes and dreams. I'm at a point myself where I've done almost every like rap video type thing to do. I've traveled in the boats in Europe. I've hooked up with the hot girls that you see in the magazines. I've gone to all the best restaurants and clubs, and if not all of them, then the majority of them. I've hung out with the celebrities, you know, live in the friggin' $30,000 a month mansion, driven around a Lambo. I've done all this shit. And, you know, had way too much sex, probably more than I should have. Now, you guys think that's impossible, right? There does come a point when you're spending so many hours a day fucking that you look at your life and you're like, I think I'm in a dream. I'm in a dream state. I've had points where I'm having so much sex, I think I'm in a dream state. I'm just rubbing my dick in a hole for 6 to 7 hours a day, managing a harem. And I've had these phases, and I'm walking down the street, and I'm just like I don't even know what's happening. I'm just like this like stud horse for hire that's just fucking a hole, you know, and I'm just doing it. And I don't regret the experience. I want to teach every single one of you how to have an experience. Some of the girls that I've slept with have been so hot that as I'm looking down at their bodies, like I'm fucking them from behind, and I'm just like, and I'm taking mental snapshots You know, like literally, I'm like, this girl is so beautiful. I am so privileged to be able to sleep with this girl. Like, I'm not even viewing it like in a cocky or like egotistical way. I'm just like, I'm so lucky that I have the internet. And that the internet taught me how to do this. I can't believe that a group of nerds banded together to produce this experience. And you know, and I'm sitting there like, you know, like some of these girls, mid 30s balding guy just sitting there with 21-year-old girls with porcelain skin and tight little waists and perfect asses, and just sitting there, just like touching the girl's ass, just being like, it's so amazing. It feels so good. It just feels so good to just keep touching it, you know? And like the pleasure center in my mind is just getting punched like this hamster punching a button again and again and again and again and again and again. And I hit the gym, I take maca and cordyceps and things like that, and I can fuck a lot. You know, I can fuck a lot. Like seriously, it's unbelievable how much I can fuck. I mean, I'm just a monkey pressing a button. The thing is too, I have this really bad habit of dating like really hot girls that like to take things like Molly and shit like that. And I'm not into that. Like I like dating the good girls as much as I can. I date a lot of good girls too. But whenever you're dating one of those strippers that likes to get fucked up, you know she likes to feel good. And I like to feel good. So I wind up dating these like wild strippers that just want to feel good all day. Like they're always sober around me because I don't let girls do that. But like if it's a girl that just loves to fuck, dude, it's like a couple drug addicts just going to town. Like I'll just sit there with some of these girls and we'll have sex for maybe like 45 minutes, maybe an hour and a half. I come, I roll over, I pass out for maybe 20, 30 minutes. We chat for a bit. I start to touch her. She's got this perfect body. I start fingering her. I start kissing her. I get hard again, and then I fuck her again for another hour. And then I pass out. Maybe I get up to go to the bathroom, eat a snack, and then we go back in bed and we keep having sex. And we'll do that. And then I'll go to another one's house, and I'll do the same thing. I've had days where I just go from house to house. I've had days where like it's like I'm going away on like a long trip, and it's like I know these girls don't see me for a while, so I got to try to get it in so they don't like just get bored of me or forget about me. And I'm just going from house to house. There's points where like I've had fantasies that I could take like a popsicle dick and like tape it to my dick to hold it up because I've got to service all these girls. Now, I'm trying to put that. I don't even normally talk crass like this, right? I don't even know if I've ever made a video this crass, and I may have, but I'm saying this to put in perspective to you that when I'm talking about a relationship, I'm not one of these dudes who's like never got laid and he's lazy and he doesn't know game and he's like, I think I just want a relationship. Because fundamentally, most guys when they want a relationship, where is that coming from? Laziness. They don't want to have to do the hard work of self-improvement. They don't want to go out and get rejected by shitloads of girls so they can learn game. They don't want to go through that. Learning game involves, like, to be successful with women means you're going to get a lot of rejection. They don't want to go through that. They want to get one girl, wife her up, and just get her. Most of you guys in this room right now, if you don't know how to do pickup, would much rather get one girl who you could have unprotected sex with, come inside her, and basically just have her be your little princess and not have to go through the years of rejection, self-improvement, bettering yourself, you know, the dark night of the soul nights where you're wondering if you're just a piece of crap because nobody wanted to talk to you. You don't have to go through that. It's just an easier solution. But the problem is, if you haven't put in your laps and you haven't improved in some way, shape, or form, I'm not saying that every guy that has a quality relationship had to learn pickup per se, because a lot of them don't, right? But if we're also being honest, what's the success of relationships these days in modern society? It's very, very low. And learning to be good at pickup is one part of a bigger puzzle, okay? There's a bigger aspect of being a man than just that. You can read books like The Way of the Superior Man by David Beta. You can read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, and you'd just be scratching the surface of things like manhood. Okay, so manhood is a much broader spectrum than your number of girls that you've had sex with, okay? I can go have that kind of experience. Like, you know that experience that I just talked to you guys about? If you're not getting laid, that sounds like a big deal. Like, wow, this guy did that? Dude, there's fucking loser potheads that have done the same thing. Pothead losers that just sit around fucking different girls all day do the same behavior. They're not like a man, okay? It's just a juvenile little fucking shit that just deals a bunch of weed and fucks a lot of girls. It's only learning how to be successful with women is one aspect of manhood. But what it does do is it forces you to improve, because in order to be successful, you're going to have to improve in other areas, typically. And it also, it's a debatable idea, but it's generally the case for most guys, okay? And in addition to that, it means that when you're in there with an attractive girl who typically would walk all over you, you have a spine. It is so important for a woman to see that you have a spine,
to see that you have personal boundaries. Because when she tests your boundaries, you've got to be an adult man and lead. And if you're not testing, if you're not pushing through those, we call them shit tests, if you're not able to beat the shit test, the girls typically lose attraction. So what you'll find is that when you understand how to be successful with women, you know pickup, girls will get so attracted to you, they're like perpetually wet, perpetually horny, they're super into you, they're bragging to their friends about you, they're giddy about you, they're excited about you. What I want to see when I have a girlfriend, so when I show up, she lights up, she lights up. You know, it's like Jay-Z when he was first meeting Beyonce Knowles. All of Beyonce's friends, apparently, maybe not all, but a bunch of Beyonce's friends hated Jay-Z. Why do you guys think that is? How do you think Beyonce would act? Beyonce, the world's most alpha female boss bitch, a fucking queen of queens. Whether you think she's a dork or not, come on, dudes. Beyonce, like this bitch is running shit. She's a fucking queen. She's running shit. I'm not even into her music really, except the song that Jay-Z's on basically and a couple other songs. But I gotta admit, the chick is running shit. When Jay-Z comes around, how do you think she acts? Oh my God, it's Jay. Hi, Jay. Okay, and her friends are like, Beyonce, you're a queen. Don't let him do that to you, girl. Right? She's like, no, this is my fucking dude. You know what I'm saying, right? She's excited. And this, I'll talk, speaking of Beyonce and Jay-Z, we'll talk later about why a guy like Jay-Z would even get in a relationship after this dude's fucked thousands of women probably. Why he would do that? Where's the rationale coming from? So essentially, I want to be at a point where because I know success with women, the girl feels a lot of validation from me. I love hearing things from women like, oh my God, I know that you could be spending time with anybody and you're spending time with me. It's a little bit silly. It's kind of stupid, but for whatever reason, I find that with most women, just in my personal experience, it seems to be meaningful to them. That's just my personal experience. Even really high level, like career women, women that really have their shit together, it just feels meaningful that she knows that you have options and you chose her. It's more validating and exciting. It kind of shouldn't be, right? Because it's just like this little bullshit scarcity that you just learned a bit of game, you know? It really shouldn't be. It's kind of silly, but it's just what I found. A lot of girls that I've slept with will say things to me like, I didn't even know what sex was until we had sex. I didn't come that much until we had sex. I've never had sex with a guy before he proposed to me, but for some reason I find myself having sex with you. I've had girls like, I mean, this is like really, I don't even know I should be saying this on camera, but like girls that like literally like made guys like propose before they even have sex. And for me, they're like, I'm not saying this like, I'm not saying this in a critical way. I'm trying to say this in a way that I improve myself and I value them too. They're asking me for sex and I'm saying no until they ask me enough times that I'm saying yes, okay? And I'm not saying that like, ha ha ha, like it's not even, like I love these girls. So it's not even coming from that frame. Rather, it's coming from a frame of pride that I was able to present enough value to those girls that they would treat me differently, okay? They're treating me differently. They're giving me that kind of pass of a different type of behavior because I've worked hard to improve who I am. I'm not coming from a frame of, oh, fuck the girls, get the girls, trick the girls. I'm coming from a frame of, I want to be a great man for whatever girl that I'm with and make her feel so good that she wants to make me feel good, is the frame that I'm coming from. I'm coming from a very win-win frame. It's like with my team, right, that I work with an RSD. Do you guys notice how hard the guys in RSD work for RSD? Do you guys see that? Work with RSD? You guys see that? I want to be the kind of like I'm one of the co-founders of RSD, and I want to be the type of co-founder that I inspire the people that I work with to put in their very best effort, and I want to give them my best effort. Well, the way I'm with women is I want to give girls my best effort, and I want them to give my best effort for me. I want to live with passion, okay? I don't want to just sleep through my fucking life. I want to really live with passion, be an awesome guy for my girl, and I want her to be an awesome girl for me. Okay, that's how I work. So you want to learn pickup to get to that point. But the reason why I need you to get to a point where you don't even want a relationship, I want to get you to a point where you're so happy in your own skin, you're loving your life so much, you're enjoying the girls that you're dating so much that you're not even sure if you'd even want a girlfriend. It's at that point, here's what's going to happen to you. At that point, you're going to meet a girl who you couldn't normally get. You're going to meet the queen, the boss bitch, the girl that's the fucking shit. And here's how you're going to get her. I'm going to tell you guys how you think you're going to get her, and then I'm going to explain to you how you're actually going to get her. The way you think you're going to get her in your fucking male mind is you're going to do your best game. You're going to swoop in there for the most important pickup of your life. You're going to break out the big guns. You're going to blast. You're going to shoot. You're going to blast. You're going to be in the most state you've ever been in. You're in the motherfucking zone. Run into the end zone. clock ticker counting down, jumps, touchdown. Ah! Okay, no. Fuck no. That's not how it's gonna happen. The way it's gonna happen is you're gonna be kicking it with your fucking boys or some girls you're friends with. You're out on your own, just loving life. You're gonna meet this amazing chick. You're gonna be having so much fun, kicking it, clowning, enjoying life, just like how we teach you here. And then you're gonna be about to walk out because you're enjoying your life so much. And then you're gonna see that girl you're talking to earlier and you go, you can come. And she's gonna go, all right. And then you're gonna have sex. And then you're gonna get to talking to her after, and you're gonna be like, are you like fucking smart? You know? And you're gonna be like, are you like really fucking cool? This is so fun. Like, I can't stop talking to you. And when I talk to you, I feel like a fucking champ. And this is like the best night of my life. I'm meeting like one of my fucking soulmates here, you know, like this is amazing. And then what's gonna happen, or you're gonna do that before you have sex with her, and maybe you'll even build a friendship with her. But you'll find that as you hang out with her, and you're not in fear, and you're not showing up nervous, but you're just finding that when you show up to spend time with her, you're enjoying it more than the girls that you're having sex with. You're just having that much fun. And you're probably gonna keep sleeping with other girls, even as maybe you're sleeping with this girl, and what's gonna happen is, you'll be sleeping with this girl and it's like 10 out of 10 amazing, and like fucking rainbows are popping out, and you're flying through space and shit. Fucking leprechauns are dancing around you, and like everything's amazing. And then you're gonna go sleep with the other girls, and you're gonna be sitting there, and you're gonna be like looking at your watch, and you're gonna be thinking of this other girl, and you're gonna be like, what am I doing? I think this is just some kind of weird player identity. I told myself I didn't want a relationship, but this is so stupid, I just wanna see her. And then at some point, she's gonna say to you, like, what's our deal? And she's gonna go, I'm so nervous because I don't wanna ask you this because I'm afraid I'm gonna scare you off. And this girl's gonna be amazing, and she's gonna be afraid that she's gonna scare you off. How crazy is that? Like, I'll get these like amazing girls, and they're like, do you really like me? And in my mind, I'm like, holy shit. I'm a balding ginger who, a little over a decade ago, was crying in a corner. And like, this beautiful girl who would intimidate the shit out of me for decades is nervous around me. And I'm just seeing the absurdity of it. I think she's kidding. Like, it's like this weird joke. I literally feel oftentimes like I'm gonna wake up and like none of this shit ever happened. Like, I just had this big dream, like this crazy RSD thing, the book, the game, the Julian thing, this weird fuck, like YouTube, all this weird shit. And like, I just like work a regular job and like none of this pimp shit works. And like, it was all a dream, right? Like the Notorious Big song, was it all a dream? I feel like that all the time. Oftentimes when I sleep with these girls, I look in the mirror and I'm like seeing my bald head and I'm like looking at their beautiful bodies and I'm just like, what is she doing? How does she, did she not see this? You know, it's like, it's the craziest thing. But the reason why this happens, you need to understand this, okay? It sounds crazy, but it's not. The reason why it happens is because most guys are not working on themselves. It's not that hard to outcompete the next man because the next man is not competing. They're just not. Honestly, they're just fucking not. The average guy's not sitting here in a fucking seminar. The average guy's not investing in themselves. The average guy's not putting a lot of thought into this. The average guy is a floating fucking turd. Just kidding, I don't think that. Okay, so, no, but like, if we're a bit, look, every human has that great potential and seed of greatness, right? And even the common man will do great things. You know, like some crazy tragedy like 9/11 happens, and people fucking get together and they go in there and they try to pull people out. Everybody has that potential when, you know, when it comes down to it. And that's why I love people, okay? I really love people. Even the most like unconscious fucking person plugged in the matrix, I love them because I know that seed of greatness is in them. But I also know that the average person just hasn't been pushed to that point for whatever reason. They just haven't been. And it's not that hard to kind of outclass them. It's just not. Just 1 year in pickup, you'll be outclassing most guys. 6 months in pickup, you'll be outclassing most guys unless you're coming from a lower place. And as you go further down your journey, like, why do girls go for me? Well, I mean, look at it since I've been back, you know, doing like a lot of this pickup stuff again. I'm having a lot of fun. There's probably not a drop of need, at least when I'm doing pickup well, and to be fair, sometimes I don't do it well. But when I'm doing pickup well, there's not a drop of neediness. I'm leading. I'm taking them on this amazing fucking adventure. I've got cool friends. I got cool stuff going on. And then they're like, does this guy even want me? You know, I'm flirting with him. I'm funny. I'm witty. I'm on point. And then the next guy comes up, and he's just like, So, you know, from their perspective, even if I'm not as good looking, or have the full head of hair or whatever else, they just feel better because I've worked on it. And to be fair, let me make this clear. I do a lot of bad approaches. And I have a lot of girls that blow me out. And I have a lot of girls think I'm a fucking dork. No different than RSD, right? You guys who are sitting here, if you enjoy RSD, you're like, yo, this guy's fucking cool. Read the YouTube comments. Does everybody think I'm amazing in the world? And at least, but here's the thing. At least those people that made a bad comment on YouTube, that's better than what most people think of me. You wanna know why? Because at least the people that made a bad comment are looking at my vid. The average person wouldn't even look at my vid, right? You know, we got a couple hundred people out here tonight. Boston's a big city. Unless like the whole fucking city's here, there's people that have no interest in even being here. So there's a lot of girls that are not into me, just like there's a lot of guys that study pickup that are not into what I'm teaching. But the same way that guys that love what I teach really resonate with it profoundly, the girls who like what I have to offer really resonate with it profoundly, and I can have these experiences. So while a lot of girls think I'm the biggest fucking retard ever to open his mouth, you know, some girl could be watching, like, you know, say this video, like, this guy has these experiences, like, are you kidding? I would never even look at this guy. But the ones that I've found that like me a lot. Now, by the way, in the same way that I do YouTube, how do I find the people that like me? How do I find the women that like me? With YouTube, how many people see my videos? Millions. And out of all those millions of people, how many people have to really love what I'm doing? Maybe just a few thousand. In the same way, how does cold approach pickup work for you? How does cold approach pickup create that same effect for you? You're going out several nights a week. You're having social interactions with hundreds of women. All that it takes to have a great dating life, like the one that I'm describing to you, is that a few of them like you that much. You're creating a funnel. Some girls will talk to you. Some girls won't talk to you at all and think you're retarded. Some girls are just nasty and you're a nice person and they don't resonate with you. That's going to be a lot of them. Guys take ownership of that. Like some girl's nasty to you. Guys are thinking they're a loser. You ever stop to think that maybe the girl's just a nasty person? The guys, they take full ownership, totally taking it personally when there's no need. So maybe the girl is just a nasty person. But guys never realize that. Feel the energy behind her rudeness. Was that really about you? No, it wasn't. And that's okay. If you can, in the same way, if I do a YouTube video, I've got to be able to be okay that some people might be like, fuck this guy. And rather than going, I don't want to make a YouTube video because guys are like, fuck this guy, and I can't handle that, why not focus on the hundreds of people that come out to see what I'm doing and love it? Why would I focus on the couple people that don't like it? Well, same thing with cold approach pickup. Maybe there's some girls that think you're a fucking dummy and are super rude to you. Are you going to let that deprive you of all these amazing women that you could meet or relationships that you could have? Because you're afraid of a couple girls that don't like you? Think of what you're letting go. But in the same way, most people are too scared to do YouTube. Most people are too scared to do mass approaching and talk to a lot of people. Mass socializing, talking to a lot of people. So what I do is I socialize with lots of people. Lots of girls think I'm a dummy. Some girls will talk to me and that's all they want. Some girls will kind of flirt with me, that's all they want. Some girls will make out with me and that's all they want. Some girls will make out with me, come to a restaurant with me, that's all they want. Some girls will make out with me, come to a restaurant with me, come home with me, that's all I want. And then some girls will come all the way home with me, have sex with me, and date me. And some girls will do that and want to become my girlfriend. So it's a funnel. But because I'm meeting so many people, I'm creating that funnel. So what I'm doing is I'm having so much fun and I'm bringing these girls around. Now, going back to the quality woman thing. Once you've hit a place where you're doing so well, you're so happy, you're so on top of your life, and everything is just fucking kicking ass, what's going to happen is you're going to meet the type of girl who you couldn't normally meet. And like I said, it's not going to be your best night of game, you know, like Neo in the Matrix against Mr. Anderson, like the big face-off. It's not like that. Whenever guys go on the forums and they're like, gotta bust out the A game, the most important pickup of my life. You always hit them up a week later, like, how'd that work out for you? They're like, nah. It never works. So the quality of girl that you can get, here's the best way I could put it to you. Do you guys see how I can come up here and I can talk and it's fairly casual? I'm not tripping out. That's about the type of audience that I could handle. What do you think would happen if I was speaking to an audience of 5,000 dignitaries all over the world? Would I be nervous? You're like, Tyler couldn't be nervous. I thought he's the YouTube guy. He can't feel a nerve. He's on YouTube. Of course, dude, I'd be shitting my pants. I'd be like, my heart would be, I'd be like looking at like politicians or world leaders, like here to hear a pickup talk. I'd be crapping my pants. I'd come up and I'd just, oh no. I'd be shitting myself. Okay, everybody has their limit, right? That's why I don't do talks for foreign dignitaries, okay? I do talks in the area that I'm comfortable. So that's why this is an appropriate audience. In the same way, the girl that you're gonna get to be your girlfriend is the quality of woman where you're so high quality that you feel maybe not like in a win-lose way, but maybe a little above that girl. Girls wanna date up, they don't wanna date down. Girls don't wanna date out of sympathy. They wanna date a guy that they're a little bit in awe of. Your girlfriend will generally view you in a heroic light. Say the word heroic light. I just want you to hammer this in your head. Heroic light. Say that again. Heroic light, okay? And I'm not trying to set such a high standard that you're like, bitch, you think I'm a hero? I'm not trying to put you in this like detrimental frame of mind that's like just stupid. But like for the girl to be attracted, there's gonna be other guys that she views in a heroic light. And this is the problem with all these modern day relationships where the girl views her husband as fucking Al Bundy or some shit. You guys remember Al Bundy? Like Everybody Loves Raymond. You guys ever see that? Is that what it's called? Everybody Loves Raymond, or Everybody Hates Raymond, or whatever, right? He's the dork, right? It's the man's the putz, he's the dork. And then the girl's turned off, and then she fucks the mailman, and all this fucking shit goes down. The other side of that, by the way, is where she views you so much in a heroic light that she feels that you're unattainable, and then she fucks a guy who's lower. She actually cheats down. You can get that too. There's two sides to it, by the way. Guys that follow RSD, the typical problem that you'll have is that actually your girlfriend will go fuck like the loser guy because she felt like you never fully connected. So that's why you gotta try to find a girl who you can meet at just like the perfect level, not this, but just right there. You're here, she's like right there, okay? Like close. But because she's still gotta feel like, there's gotta be at least a little bit, like not to like be weird, because one of them says highly weird, but there's gotta be at least a little bit like that kind of daddy vibe to it. You guys know what I'm saying, right? Like why is like in sex, it's like, who's your daddy? You know, like it's like on some level, the girl's gotta feel like safe and protected and like you're this like amazing guy that she looks up to. So it's not like this thing where it's like this like chauvinistic thing or anything like that. It's just she's got to feel like that little girl. Like when Beyonce's with Jay-Z, the way I would imagine is that even though she's like the fucking queen, on some level she's really impressed by Jay. Okay, and he's impressed by her too. But you guys see the vibe what I'm saying here. So meeting a quality woman, where I think what happens is, I definitely was a little bit freaked out getting back out there, seeing that like I'm dating these different girls. A lot of the girls I'm dating have like these huge Instagram followings, or they do modeling, or they work as cocktail waitresses or bartenders. Then I start dating girls that are lawyers, nurses, teachers, and a whole range of different girls that I dated. And what I found was you could find a lot of girls that you're physically attracted to or having good sex with, but it kind of sketched me out that I couldn't see myself with any of these girls long term. It was just really kind of freaking me out a little bit. And it started to make me realize a couple main things. Number one, personal opinion, maybe you could say it's self-serving, but it's just my personal opinion. Learn cold approach pickup or you are fucked. Personal opinion. Let me tell you why. To meet quality people, you gotta meet a lot of people. You're not just gonna magically meet this quality person sitting around waiting for it to happen. The way that you meet people is through massive fucking action. And the way that that's gonna happen is you're out there talking to tons and tons of people, and you're meeting a lot of girls that you're not into, girls that are okay, and girls that are amazing. To find those amazing candidates, get out there and meet a lot of people. You want to do what's called choosing from abundance. What you'll find is that the girl who you wind up with for any type of relationship that goes a little bit longer or deeper, you might have not even considered her if you weren't meeting other girls. There's girls who literally I never would have considered as girlfriend material, but because I'm seeing other girls, I became more interested in them. So for example, what do you guys think is more important in a relationship? Physical attraction, personality, or both? What do you guys think is the most important? Yes. Both. It's both. What happens if you're just physically attracted, but you don't have a personal connection? It runs out quickly, right? Those girls are girls you date and hook up with for a while. How about if you love her personality to death, but you just were never properly attracted? Ever done that before? Right. Who has ever done that? Right? It gnaws at you. But the problem is, it doesn't just gnaw at you, it gnaws at the woman. The girl deserves a man. There's some guy out there that thinks that girl is the fucking shit and thinks she's super hot. Even, I don't care if it's like some big fat chick. There's some guy out there that thinks she's super fucking hot. So she deserves to meet that guy. I don't care who she is. There's some guy out there that's gonna be into her. So she deserves to meet that guy. So you gotta get a girl that you're attracted to. But that said, in a relationship, don't just go for like the hottest. This is a huge problem in pickup community where guys are literally just thinking they gotta get the hottest girl. What you're looking for is a girl who matches up with you in your personality and makes you feel empowered and in the fucking zone so you can fucking crush it. You're also looking for a girl who, if you get her pregnant, because you're having unprotected sex in a relationship. You're not going to have condom sex for like 2 years most of the time, right? You can tell yourself you will, but you probably won't. If you knock her up, are you screwed or are you safe? Anytime that you have a girlfriend and you're having unprotected sex, ask yourself, even if you don't want to get her pregnant, ask yourself, if I get this girl pregnant, am I fucking screwed? If the answer is yes, don't have unprotected sex because you're putting your situation in her hands. Honest question, you guys here. And I hate to set or shot anybody. Anybody here but I want to put this in your reality. Anybody here have a kid where you didn't plan it? It's an unplanned kid with a baby mama who's kind of crazy and it makes your life kind of miserable. Anybody here have that? Okay. So, nobody had that happen yet. So, you remember, like in Instagram, people put their relationship goals? You could put that as one of your relationship goals. So, yeah, unhealthy baby mama. In most crowds, just by coincidence, no one in this crowd have it. And that's great, right? But in most crowds, at least one guy puts his hands up and he's like, yeah, I do, I do. And I'm like, could you share with the crowd what it's like? And they're like, dude, just wear a condom, man. Fuck damn it. And it's like the craziest thing. It happens in most crowds, okay? So, it's like, it's just one of those things. And maybe some guys in here have that and don't want to talk about it. It just happened, dude. It's one of those fucking lessons, right? So you got to get a girl who you trust her, that if you knocked her up by accident, it's like, it's okay if you have the kid. Like, you're not tripping out, okay? And guys will think they can for sure get a girl doing an abortion. You're not in control of that. That's a woman's choice. That's not your choice. So, and I don't even necessarily recommend going that route. So the point is that, think about that stuff. So you're looking for girls who are reliable. What are the chances to find a girl that's hot and reliable in the same package? What kinds of odds are we dealing with here? Lottery, did I hear? Did I hear lottery? So if you actually met a girl who you're attracted to, even if she's not a supermodel, but you're like, this girl has great family values, I trust her, I believe in her intellect, I respect her intellect, you know what you do, dude? You get in a relationship with her and you just bring her to the fucking gym. Okay? It's not rocket science. Tell her to do some fucking squats, teach her how to do paleo, and she's gonna be a bomb-ass bitch in no time anyway. So don't just sit there looking for just some girl that happens to have a high metabolism, a pair of fake tits, and does a lot of blow, and then you wife her up. Because you will destroy your fucking life. That girl will take you down. Now, another thing that Glenn teaches, he calls it high vibration versus low vibration. And so a principle that he talks a lot about is that in a relationship, it's like you have that honeymoon period where you go up, 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 up like this until you've had so many good experiences that you're too afraid to leave each other because it's too good. You lock in, and now the low vibration energy, or what Eckhart Tolle called pain body, comes out, and you start pounding on each other. And now basically what happens, and Glenn talks about this all the time, is you basically sign a contract that in exchange for getting to fuck you, you can vomit your pain body all over me until the end of time. Who here's ever had a relationship where it started off amazing, and then as soon as you weren't willing to leave because it was so good, that girl starts to unload her pain body on you? How depleting is a relationship like that? Would you guys say who have been in it? Exhausting, draining. Who else could describe it? Life-sucking. Would anybody here who's had that experience say that you literally lost years, months or years of your life in non-productivity and misery in compensation for maybe some good sex because of these detrimental relationships? Who here would say that?
It's just
Drama. It's just depleting, isn't it? It's insanity. It can take away months and years of your life. Now what happens if you knock that girl up? And now she fucking hates you. Any guys here ever have a breakup with a girl, like you were really cool to the girl, but after it she like fucking hates you and thinks you're the devil? Okay, right? Maybe it's because you are. But maybe it's also because in order to rationalize breaking up with you, she's got to make you the bad guy. And if you've got a kid with her, some crazy shit can go down. And I'm not saying it'll never happen to me, because condoms can break, mistakes can get made. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I hope it doesn't happen, but it can happen. I'm just making the point that you want to move your life in a good direction that's actually helping you, right? You want your life to be moving forward in a good direction that's helping you. So at a certain point, a relationship becomes more appealing than just getting laid. But the problem is, again, you don't skip the step of that awesome period, maybe in your 20s and 30s. Maybe it's when you're older and you came out of a marriage or whatever it is, right? It can depend on the guy. Anybody here like is learning the pickup stuff, but they just came out of a marriage and they're like, I don't want to be in a marriage for a long time? Anybody here like that? Kind of a weird audience today. Okay, there's a lot of demographics that usually show up here, but not today. Well, usually you get a couple guys who are like, hey dude, I'm 50 years old, I had my kids, I've been married, I lost half my shit, and now I want to go have some fucking fun. You know, and you see guys like that too, right? Or some even lesser version of that. And that's fine, right? That's great. But at a certain point, here's what happens. So in your younger years, you want to have all those experiences. You want to have nothing to regret. You want to use a condom. Okay? Now, who here thinks condoms suck? Put your hands up. Okay, everybody agrees, right? It's like eating a sandwich out of a Ziploc bag. Okay, I get it. They are horrible. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Some guys don't mind them actually. You gotta brainwash yourself to use them. So what you do, you gotta get to a point, if you wanna be like a freaking man whore, you gotta get to a point where you're focusing on the sounds, the feelings on your hands, the somewhat of sexual stimulation that you get from the sex of condom, and you've got to train yourself on condom use. Anytime that you go off the condom, you know what you're doing? You're fucking yourself over because you're training yourself to go off the condom now. And then it feels so amazing until you come, and then you want to kill yourself. And isn't it amazing, right? As you fuck without a condom, you're like, this is the best thing I've ever done. This girl is a princess. Even if she got pregnant, I think I'm in love, and she's a queen. Is this Beyonce? I mean, who is this? And then you come, and then you look at her, and you're like, ah! Right? So don't trust yourself. Don't trust what you're thinking at the time. Go out with multiple condoms. Non-condom sex is a reward for being in a relationship. If I could just have unprotected sex with every girl at no risk, I don't know if I'd ever get in a relationship. So the point of the relationship is so that you can actually have sex without a condom. That's the fucking point. But you gotta have a girl who you trust and who, if anything went down that was bad, it's not a big deal, right? Like a pregnancy, it's not a big deal. So basically what you do is you leave that as a reward at the end of the tunnel, okay? You reward yourself for getting out there. So in the meantime, so guys will say, well, it's not as fun without a condom, Look, dude, there's no reality where you just get to go like have sex with 50, 100, 200 girls and then not use a condom. There's no reality where that ends well. So, I mean, and the fucked up part is there's always like those one or two anomaly guys that claim that it did end well, and then you see that, you're like, that guy fucked like 700 girls out of condom, but nothing happened. I can be like that. But the problem is then you go do it, and next thing you know, your dick explodes, crazy fucking demented kids are popping out who like, you know, you're being hit up for child support from these crazy chicks. So you don't want to go with that, okay? And if it happens, it happens. Don't like, you know, anything bad happen, you can bounce back from it. So if that happens to you, don't trip. You'll be all right. But it doesn't mean that, like, I think anybody that's happened to would agree that if you can avoid it, you should, right? So that's generally what you want to be doing. So at a certain point in your life, you go out and you have those rap video, what I call rap video experiences. So at a certain point, like I described earlier, you want to have that amazing sex life. You want to have that amazing rap video life, and you can all get it. I mean, you're living in a wonderful city here, you're calling it a bad economy. Compared to the world, it's a wonderful economy. You can find the resources and the educational trainings and the information and the mentors to do whatever you want. You can find the work ethic to do whatever you want. You can have that life. If you're sitting, it's not for everybody, but if you're sitting in this room, you can find a way to have that life. And you'll get it. You will get, like, everything that I predicted here in this talk, you're gonna get. It's gonna happen if you're not fucking lazy. Who here, and I'm saying this because I want people at home to watch this to see it's real. Who here is starting to have sexual experiences or lifestyle experiences or social experiences that are beyond anything that when you first found out about RSC you thought were possible, and you're blowing your own fucking mind? Okay, so you're already seeing that that's beginning to happen. Who here sees that even though you're beginning to have those experiences, that you're just seeing the tip of the iceberg and that it could get more and more amazing, probably infinitely for the rest of your fucking life if you put in the work? So we're already seeing that starting to happen. You will get it. You're gonna get it. Now, at a certain point, you're gonna reach sort of this plateau where you're having so many rap video experiences that you say to yourself, is there more? What's more to this? And I know from my perspective, I start hitting a point where things like children is very important. Having a mother that can raise your kids is, you know, a baby mama that can raise your kids is super fucking critical. Things like waking up and not necessarily calling 9 million girls because I want to get work done is super critical. As you age, you know what becomes more important? Legacy. What is your legacy going to be? What does it mean to do your best work? Like, at this point, after the sexual experience that I described earlier, what do you think would be more meaningful for me? Having many more hours of pumping my cock in a hole, which I'm going to be honest, is my biggest hobby. Like, no, but seriously, just being honest, when I have sex, it does occur to me, there's really nothing else I'd rather be doing right now than this. I really love having sex. It's important to me. Sex is important to me. I don't respect when dudes are like, I don't care about sex at all. It's just meaningless. Like, I think sex is really important and I want to have good sex. But I also think that whenever I meet a girl who I like in a relationship, we have the best sex. Sexual variety is amazing when you're not meeting that super princess fucking chick and you're using a condom and you're meeting new girls and it's kinky and it's fun to be out with your boys. It's fun to be like in that Entourage show, you know the show Entourage, like Vincent Chase, out with your boys, pimping it, partying, having fun. That's a great life experience and I'll never regret those experiences. It's super fun. And I want you all to have them and I know a lot of you are having them. But at the same time, it's also fun to have a girl that you're deeply in love with, sitting there in a fucking love bubble. And like a lot of my best sexual experience, okay, let me describe it to you to give you a frame of reference. I described to you earlier, like when I'm having sex, that stripper chick, right? And she's squirting and she's got tons of energy and a perfect body and she's going fucking wild and is kinky as fuck. She smells good, I get high off it. But let me describe other sexual experience. I've had sexual experience with girls that are so in love with me that, and I'm getting a little weird here. I think guys don't talk about this stuff, right? Because guys just want to talk about fucking the girls. Did you fuck the girl? Right? Guys never, because it's like, yeah, winning, right? Guys don't want to talk about things like romance or intimacy because it's not like, you know, it doesn't sound that fun. But just being honest, as much as I've had those fucking pretty dope sexual experiences, my best sexual experiences are like, I meet some amazing girl, we're up all night talking, I feel like I'm fucking high, we're having sex, she's touching me and I can like weirdly like feel the love like flowing through her fingertips and like I feel like almost like my mommy is like hugging me or something really weird. You know what I'm saying, right? Not quite, but you see the point of what I'm saying. Like it's like somebody who loves you that much. She loves you so deeply that she touches you and caresses you in a way where you're just so happy. You feel so accepted, you feel so loved. And after you have sex, like this was one of the craziest things with becoming single again. Me and my girlfriend would have sex and we'd fall asleep in front of the fireplace with music playing. We'd be snuggling, we'd be talking, making out, we'd have sex again. We're not having to use a condom. I'm not having to jump in the shower 2 seconds later and flush the condom. Like now I have sex. Like back then, it's like, you know, we're having sex, we're talking, the fireplace, the romance, the sex is better, there's no condom. You know, I don't have to take a shower 2 seconds after out of like terror. Now it's like I go back to having sex, it's like I fuck some girl through a condom. She's kind of just like this greedy girl that's not that into me, that just wants me to get her off. Then I get off, and then I feel this weird feeling of like I need to get out of here and fuck some other girl. Like literally, it's just like, conserve the resources. This is not the primary. Get out of this environment. Quickly take shower. Flush condom in case girl attempts to put semen in pussy and get child support. You know, like, you know, and then I'm like, peace. Right, and I get out of there. Now, to be fair though, it's still fun too, because then I check my text messages and I got all these other girls hitting me up, and I feel like kind of a stud. And my boys are hitting me up, and we're out partying. So it is a lot of fun, okay? It's epic fun. But it's just a different type of fun, is what I'm getting at here. They're all fun. Every type is fun. Singles fun, relationships fun. But the relationship side is like, you're lying there, it's like, it's romantic, you're in this fucking bubble, she's your best friend, you trust her, she trusts you. It's sexy, dude. Like this, it's fucking sexy. And you get to know each other's bodies. You get to the point where the sex is in perfect rhythm. Like me and my ex, God, like we should have videotaped this shit. Because, I mean, we'd be just like tonguing each other and like our tongues are like in perfect harmony and like her face just like connects to mine perfectly. Like I'm touching her here. I know exactly like just like when to like get her off, like when to just increase the stroke, make pop her. She knows how to make me come in me, baby, come in me. I want you so bad, baby. Like, you know, you're just like, ah! You know, right? It's sexy, dude. And I'm doing that all the time. Like we'd be at this, like, yo, if I had a girlfriend, I'd be at this program, instead of kicking it with Alfonso at the back, I'd have, who I love you, bro. I'd be saying, you know, instead of Alfonso sucking her at the back, right? You know, and that stubble rubbing on my balls, right? So instead of that, you know, I'd have my freaking girlfriend winking at me at the back. She, like, you guys wouldn't even be seeing this. She'd be pulling her tits out, like winking at me and shit. And, you know, while the other speakers are up here, she'd be giving me a blowjob in the bathroom, or she'd be fucking me in the bathroom. I'd stumble in here. She'd be like giggling and shit from the back of what we just did. It was epic. It was epic, you know? And that was during the best parts of our relationship. We also had phases in our relationship where we got lazy in sex too, you know? And I've seen that and I've learned from it. I've seen where passion can wane. I've seen both sides of it. But when it's good, it's really fucking good. And what that does is it puts you in a frame of reference where you're not out hitting up every fucking chick, having to build the party train all the time, and you can actually focus on your passions and creating a legacy. And when you're having a hard moment, that girl's like, baby, come here, you're a champion, you're the shit, she's sucking you off, she's fucking you good, she's making you feel like a champ, she's helping you, she's nurturing you, and you're rising up. And that's in a good relationship, right? We talk about relationships being, good or bad, and there's a lot of relationships where the girl's put-shaming you. There's a lot of relationships, frankly, where the girl is trying to keep you middle class because she doesn't want you to raise up because she's afraid you're gonna leave her. Anyone here ever had experiences like that? And that can happen, right? That can fucking happen. But there's also relationships where the girl is raising you up and you're becoming a better version of yourself and she's becoming a better version of herself. I could honestly say that any girl that I've been with, whether they want to bitch about it or not, if they're just bitter that we're not together anymore and they've lost what I provided, but if they're being honest with themselves, I've offered so much fucking value. I brought so much value to their life and I'm proud of that. I'm proud that those girls out there, are just better off for the experience. That's something that I have a sense of pride about. And I feel that way not just about girls that I've been in relationships with, but also girls that I've just hooked up with casually. But the girls that I've hooked up with casually, I've done it to an extent. And the girls who I've done it, who I've gone deeper with, I've really transformed their lives. And it doesn't mean that, someday some girl that I dated isn't going to flip around and be like, oh, it was really this big jerk and da-da. Because sometimes when a girl had an amazing guy and she loses him, she can be so hurt to lose them that they can flip around like that, right? It's human nature to do that. When they lose an amazing situation, they can talk shit or be bitter for a while. But even those people always turn around years later, they're like, no, that was amazing. It just takes time sometimes, to get the perspective. Kind of like Kobe and Shaquille. You guys see the Kobe and Shaquille O'Neal podcast this week? Yeah. Like they finally came out and said, dude, that was amazing. They feuded even in their basketball days, but they came out later and realized it was amazing. So that sort of thing can happen. Now, to attract these girls, and I'll kind of wrap with these ideas. So here's where the rubber meets the road. What does it take to attract that high quality girl? There's a few things that I've noticed. One thing is the way that I'm doing my approaches lately. I think has been really good. I've been attracting probably the highest quality women in my life right now, and it's been epic. Right off the bat, the way that I approach is a little bit more from a screening frame, and I'm also very natural to what my personality is like. So what I find myself doing is going up and just sharing and just talking. I just talk. I just chat. I'm not thinking too much. I'm not thinking, how do I get the girl? How do I not get the girl? Is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen? What's this going to mean to my leg count? I'm not thinking this nonsense. All that I'm thinking is, how do I really let this girl kind of get a window into what I'm like and for her to give me a window into what she's like? So we just chat very openly and it's very fun, it's very light, and I kind of pull her into that. And what I find is that there's a deep congruence that's there, and you're really letting your guard down and getting the girl to get a sense of it. Now, the problem is what I'm saying can quickly degenerate or get misinterpreted by newer guys. Because a newer guy might be like, I'm introverted and depressed and I'm a piece of garbage, so I'm just gonna show it. But that's me! Why didn't it work? You misled me and gave me false hope that I could have a relationship. Like all this like weird shit. And you see guys misinterpreting like that. That's not what I'm saying. You wanna work your way up to becoming an amazing person before you're even getting a relationship. But as you work your way out yourself up to becoming a great person, you could walk up to a girl and it doesn't have a strong sense of try-hardness. So you really gotta weed out that rejection frame. Get that rejection frame out of your head. Like, I'm walking up, I'm getting rejected. You're not getting rejected. You are also rejecting her. Or you're not even rejecting her, you're just testing the chemistry. That's all that you're doing. You're just testing the fucking chemistry. Nothing else. Is this girl someone who you don't want to talk to at all? Is she somebody who you want to talk to as a friend? Is she somebody who you want to talk to as a date? Is she somebody who you want to have sex with? Is she somebody who you want to go deeper with? So you just do that. On the date itself, you don't even need to try to close. Just go out and have fun. Lead it towards private environments where sex can happen. Provide the opportunity for it to happen. Don't just be passive and loose about it, expecting God to come down and just make you fuck. It's not going to happen. You have to be deliberate, but you can also let go. It's the paradox between super strong intent, but a freedom from outcome. As you're talking to the girl, here's a really big key. Really let her feel deep in her bones that you're just being you. You don't care. Not that you're negging her in some way, but just that you're really chatting and that you're really just letting it go organically. Let her feel that when you're looking for a relationship. Let her really feel it. You're not a player. You're not a nice guy. You're a good guy. You're a good dude who is happy with who he is and chatting. Typically, 9 good conversations out of 10, what are they going to do? They're going to ask for your number. You're going to see it. You want to know why? Because guys can't do that. Guys can't do it. It is so rare for a girl to have a guy just come up and just fucking chat like a normal fucking person. Have great eye contact. Have great body language. Have great vocal tonality. Be on point. Be that cool, badass dude that you've grown yourself into. But let it flow out naturally. If you're not there yet, it won't work, but it will eventually work. And in a lot of ways, by just letting go, the good eye contact will come naturally. The good voice will come naturally. The good body language will come naturally. So in a lot of ways, by letting go, that will come. So what I find a lot of my pickups look like is I go out and I'll see a girl and I just chat. I just chat with the girl. Just having some fun. We're just chatting. I hear what she's saying. I'm like, oh, cool. I just say what I think and we kind of go back and forth just chatting. And then what happens is the girl's like, you know, what are you doing later? Or like, or here's the big thing. I'll put out little commonalities a little bit to give her the chance if she's scared to ask. You know, so I'll find out she does this. I'm like, oh, I'm really into that too. I'll also say a lot of things that I'm into so that if she's into any of them, we have a commonality there. Is really dope, okay? And then what'll happen is she wants to hang out. Now when we go to hang out, I just kick it with her, man. I'm just kicking it with her. And I take the time to get to know her. What I found since I've been doing this, there was a number of girls who I built deep friendships with, like really powerful friendships, and then we wound up having sex months later. But here's what I also found. Some of the girls who I went out with, we had no chemistry. And it was just a waste. It wasn't a waste of time, but it wasn't going anywhere. In the past, I would have had sex with those girls. You guys see the difference here? In the past, any girl on a date to, most likely we'd have sex. Because what I would do is I'd clown her, I'd fuck with her, I'd spike her up, I'd get her all excited, lead home, have sex. Doing it this way, I wound up having sex with less of my day twos than I had in the past. But what happened was, and here's what's really cool about it, doing it this way, and it's just different goals and different outcomes. It just depends where you're coming from. One way's not better. This isn't like the new way. It's just different ways of going about it. Each way has its merits, okay? Pumping the girl up, getting laid, it has its merits. Duh, okay? Massive merits. But what I found was, when I just kick it with the girl and have fun with her and just be myself, if that girl had a natural chemistry with me, we might be able to find kind of a space between us where we have like a great chemistry. We can find that space between us, where like kind of a common ground where we can kind of relate to each other, and it's really fucking dope. And then we start hanging out and just chatting. Maybe we text jokes back and forth, and we look forward to seeing each other. We hang out, and you start to see her be like, I love this guy. And she starts telling her friends, like, this guy's hanging out with me, and like, I'm getting feelings for him. And they start to get really strong feelings for you, and you're building a deep friendship. By the time that you go to have sex, you have a friend for fucking life. I would say honestly that out of all the girls that I met doing this, in 10 years from now, we could have sex. Because I got to know them so deeply, they trust me so deeply that, you know, it's like, it's amazing. You're building something, you're building a very powerful foundation. Now, in some cases, though, I want to say this. In some cases, I waited too long to have sex, and I blew it. Like, there's girls that I kind of fooled around with, and I kind of artificially didn't have sex when it would have been natural, and I felt like it kind of like, it's like a crest of a wave, and it kind of blew it. So there's other sides of it. So you can kind of experiment and get a sense of, you know, where you're at with this, okay? You want to experiment. Do you guys remember earlier when I said I have a new technique that I've been doing that's lowering my flake rate? And basically I lower down the interaction before I get a phone number. Do you remember I said why I don't teach it? Why don't I fully teach it? Because I'm not gonna say this is the way to do it. Because I'm testing it and I'm seeing the results, but I'm not like this is the method. I'm keeping an open mind to sort of seeing what works. So in your guys' case, as you're doing this, don't blindly follow what I'm saying, oh, Tyler, the dating expert guy, said to do it. You've got to kind of look at it and get a sense of it. So you got to be dating a lot of girls. You got to be approaching tons of girls and dating a lot of girls and sleeping with different girls. And as you're doing it, you'll get a better sense of where your sweet spot is. But what happened was, I found that I built like crazy trust, because you could also see how, can you guys see how doing this type of approach, what winds up happening is when the girl gets a phone call or text from you, she really trusts you. There's like a deep, deep, deep level of trust, because there was no playerishness to it, right? There's like a deep, deep, deep level of trust. In louder clubs, is this quite as effective? No. Not quite as effective because it's so crazy and chaotic. So you've got to go in bang, gangster style, to even get their attention, move them into isolation, and then you could relate like this. Or move them out to a restaurant, and then you could relate like this, okay? You could try relating like this if it's loud, but just be aware there's a lot going on, so it can be a little bit tricky, okay? So then what I found, as I'm relating like this, I lost way more girls, but the ones that I had chemistry with, oh my fucking God. I've never met girls that I've become better friends with or had better sex with and better intimacy with than since I've been doing this. So it's really fucking cool. And the general frame that I'm coming from is I'm an established guy. I'm a guy who's worked really hard on himself. I'm a guy who's already sleeping with and dating other women. I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush. You know the whole thing of I'm the prize? I'm coming from an I'm the prize frame, but I kind of don't, I love the I'm the prize frame, and I teach the I'm the prize frame, but what's kind of an issue with the I'm the prize frame as well? Like paradoxically, what kind of frame of mind can it put you in this bad? It's this kind of weird snobby front. You know, like, I'm the prize, you're lucky. Like, I'm not even trying to be like that. Maybe a better word would just be like at ease. Like, just comfortable with yourself. Just, I'm comfortable with where I'm at. I'm okay with who I am. I love my friends. I love my life. Big one, I have a high premium on my time. I have a very high premium on my time, but I'll have fun with you. So I'll be texting the girl and just clowning. I'm just building energy. And this major key here too. What you're doing is when you're going out with the girl, you're coming from the frame, I'm already getting laid tonight either way. Because I'm already gonna have, I can already have sex with one of my other girls tonight either way if I want to while I'm still single. I can already do that. So I'm getting laid tonight either way. I'm coming here to have some fun. So when you go on that date, what you do is you just make yourself have so much fun. So much fun. Just chat about whatever you want to chat about. Joke about whatever you want to joke about. Just have so much fun. But see, you want to know one of the keys here? A lot of you guys in this audience, I'll guarantee this, you don't even enjoy your own life and have that much fun right now. That's where deep inner game work comes from. Part of game is creating a reality for yourself where you do love yourself. You do love your life. And then you don't even game, so to speak. It's not even game at that point. All that you're doing at that point is that you have expansive energy and you're bringing people into the reality that you already built. Try to follow this. I don't view it as opening anymore, even though I'll say the word opening, right? I'm not gonna like get so, you know, unrelatable that I can't say the word opening or a pickup line, right? Look, there's no such thing as a pickup line. It is now it is expansive energy. I'm not gonna bullshit you with this shit, okay? But at the same time, while I'm not gonna like, you know, pound that on you, I just want you to think a little bit. Let's just think a paradigm deeper. That's all I'm asking you to do. So the way that I think of it is, I'm not gaming the girl, I'm gaming myself. And by gaming myself, I just mean I'm honoring myself. I'm treating myself like a fucking VIP. I'm not going through life in fucking pain and then approach the bitches and get some pussy to make it worth it. Like, I'm not coming from that frame. I have at times, but I'm trying not to be like that now. So the frame that I'm coming from now is like, I woke up today. I love where I live. I love my friends. I read a great book for half an hour, meditated for 20 minutes, got a couple hours of work done, went and grabbed lunch with my friends, and we laughed and laughed. Like, if you guys see me out, a lot of time you see me out with my friends, we're just laughing. Not all the time. Look, sometimes I'm quiet. Sometimes I'm pissed. But a lot of the time you see me out, I'm just laughing with my buddies. I call up like 10 of my buddies. Hey, we're going to this place. Meet up. We're all laughing. Maybe I go grab a massage, feeling good, feeling loose. Maybe hit the sauna after. Go back to work, do a couple more hours of work, right? Go out for the evening. Maybe go by the bar with my buddies. I'm in a great mood. Work's moving forward. I'm moving forward spiritually, internally. I'm moving forward in a lot of different ways. And then it's like, oh, I see a girl. And then I just take that expansive energy and let her in on that energy. Now, what's the danger in what I'm saying here? There's a danger for new guys in what I'm saying here. Okay, exactly. Now what's happening is if I teach this to a new guy, he's like, oh my God, my energy is crap. I can't approach. There's no hope. Okay, even if you're a toxic turd, approach anyway. Quick distinction here, a lot of little side tangents, quick distinction here. The problem with teaching pickup, here's the hardest thing of teaching pickup. Please follow this. There's all this great stuff that you can teach that will help you with pickup, but if you teach it, the student is like, oh, I have to do this. You guys follow it? So like on one level you teach it, it's like great eye contact helps, but then the student's like, my eye contact's not good. My eye contact's not good. My eye contact's not good. You know? It's like, Learning, like being, like, do you guys think being a witty guy, like just having a sharp wit, does that help with pickup? Yes. But what does it also do when you hear that sharp wit helps with pickup? Makes you scared. You're like, am I witty? Ah! You know? Is being at ease with yourself good for pickup? Is it good that I teach to be at ease with yourself? Is that good? But what can it also do that's bad? I think I'm not at ease with myself. I think I'm not at ease with myself. I can't approach. If only Tyler were here, he'd be so at ease with himself. I was like, dude, I'm not either. You know, I'm probably like just tripping out like you know? But so it's like you aim for that, but if you're not that, what do? Approach anyway, right? This was the biggest problem with teaching guys about getting in the zone, right? Guys go get in the zone, they have these epic nights, but then they're always chasing state or thinking they have to be in the zone just to approach your girl, and it's not true. And that's why I make a lot of videos like, look, here's me gaming a girl while not in state. Here's me gaming a girl while not in the zone. And I'll show tons of videos about that. I have videos about it online. You'll see videos of me online like blowing out a lot, realizing I'm not in the zone, just relaxing and accepting it, and then I pull a girl. You'll see videos like that online. So regardless, even there's a danger in what I'm teaching here, but there's also a payoff. So the danger is you're going to hold yourself to too high of a standard and you don't realize that you could be successful anyway. But the payoff is that if you do get better at it, your results will improve. So assume that even the biggest loser can get results and should approach anyway. But just that as you improve in this stuff, your results can just go up from there. But still take action. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm getting in a space where I'm already sleeping with the girls I want to sleep with. I've already got the friends I want to get. I already have the types of friends I want. I already have the type of work that I want. And anywhere that I don't have that, I'm moving forward in those areas and pushing forward. And because I'm pushing forward, I'm happy anyway. I'm happy regardless. As long as I'm taking action in the areas that I'm deficient in, I'm happy regardless. Then all that I do is I just take that nice energy, expand it, share it with the girl. She could take it, she could leave it. There is no rejection. She could take it, she could leave it. It's up to her. It's not a rejection. The problem with the rejection paradigm is guys are going out, they're approaching girls, blowing them off. What's happening to their mood? Going down. Fuck all that. It's stupid. How many nights have you guys wasted by getting rejected, feeling bad, and wasting your night? How many nights? What do you guys think?
Shit ton.
Shit tons? Anyone else have any other answers? Hundreds? What else? Other comments about wasting your night by being butthurt about rejection? Who here has some comments about wasting nights being butthurt about rejection? Share.
Just kind of, you break things down, but you don't really see what to focus on because it's just kind of this rejection blur at times.
Yeah, definitely. What else?
Sometimes I have to like last night it happened. I got in like a very kind of low vibration paradigm. I had to kind of disassociate myself from it. Like I went outside, kind of did like a very short meditation, then went back inside and I was back. And dude, I was having the most fun I've had because I really sit to myself.
Fantastic. So what you did was you let it go and you saved your night. And that's a powerful exercise and game. And it's one of the most powerful things about pickup is the lessons in state control that you got. So that's very powerful. Anybody else just wasted a night with rejection? Share it.
I just start overanalyzing every single approach. It's like, oh, dang, if girls don't like me, that means I suck. She'll kill myself. And then I'll go out the entire night and I'll go to bed like, fuck pickup, I'm done.
Exactly.
I wake up the next morning, I'm like, all right, back to the grind.
I know, and isn't it crazy too, because you can have the worst night in the world, but the benefit is that sleep brings you back to your baseline, but the bad side is you can have the best night in the world, and then sleep brings you back to your baseline, right? Isn't it funny how that works, right? It's like this weird deal, you know? It's like you can have the worst night ever, but you will wake up feeling better. Or you'll wake up at least feeling average. You can have the best night ever, but you also wake up feeling average. I've always wished I could just never sleep again and just go to this 24-hour game dome and I could just game and game and game and just up for 30 years. I'm just like, ah! Probably not gonna happen. Move to Ibiza. But okay, so basically I share and just have fun with girls. I take them out. And what I find is when you really do that, here's interesting. When a quality woman can see that you're just sharing and you don't have this big outcome, they're like, this guy's ready. They kind of sense that. And what I've found is I'm dating girls that are getting paid for their looks. I'm dating girls that are super smart. I'm dating girls that are beautiful and smart. I'm dating really young girls that are just kind of like a blank slate, but amazing, have crazy potential. I've dated older girls that are even older than I'd ever want to date, but maybe they have an amazing business or they're really smart, they're still fairly attractive. So it's like a mix, right? But what I really want for you guys is that ability to have this journey. And the journey that I'm basically trying to share with you is one to where, It's about massive experience. It's about choice. It's about taking control. It's about having power to be at the cause and not at the effect. It's about looking at all these poor bastards who don't know this shit and just feeling fucking bad for them and not being one of those poor bastards. And what'll basically wind up happening is this simple act of going out regularly, learning from your successes, learning from your failures, and putting an effort for a couple years into this. What results is this huge increase in confidence, a huge increase in state control, a huge increase in your dating options, a huge increase in the quality of women you're gonna have, a huge, huge, huge increase of these crazy experiences that you're gonna have, and basically just a much better life. You can choose to ignore this. You can choose to not engage in this journey. You can choose to not learn from the best people. You can choose to try to do it yourself if you want. You could be stubborn. But if you choose to learn from great people and to learn from your mistakes and to become a quality person, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And I don't want to be the benchmark of the guy that can attract a quality woman, because maybe the next girl that I attract will be crazy and she'll pull my life apart, and maybe that just happens, you know, and nobody's perfect and nobody can guarantee an outcome. But what I do feel is if you just use common sense, the things that I'm saying here, I think it points in a direction that, you know, if you think about it, it makes sense, right? It's like you're taking control and you're taking massive action and you're affecting your outcomes and you're creating an amazing life rather than sitting around passively just hoping things will work out. So that's what I'm about, okay? I love just like taking control and moving in a good direction. So I guess what I'm saying to you here today is it can be hard to meet a quality woman, but you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Take the journey of improving as a person. And then as you do that in journey of improving as a person, get really good at cold approach pickup, because what you're doing is you're meeting tons of people and then you have a lot of options to choose from. From that space, choose from abundance, have relationships. They're gonna fail. When they do fail, learn from the failures, pick yourself back up, go out, get back in the game, get back on the horse, have fun again, party it up, be like the show Entourage, you know, have fun with your boys. And then you can get other relationships and then you keep going. As you get older and you're more focused on legacy, you're more focused on doing crazy shit, when you get to a place where having random sex is not as appealing as having extra support and having a family and having a focus on your bigger goals, when you get to that space, now you're ready to go deeper with a girl, commit, and actually make that amazing life. And that's why we teach guys a lot of player skills, which, you know, to a mainstream audience is like, oh, why are they teaching player skills? But we're teaching that because not only do we want you to have fun, you know, in your youth or whatever phase in your life where you're gonna have these wild experiences, but we also want you to be an amazing man and to have an amazing relationship at some point. So that's basically what it's adding up to. And again, what I said before, why I love relationships is because the typical guy that gets in a relationship, he's just being lazy and just picks the first girl that he can find. They make each other miserable. A guy who puts together 10 times more effort than that, maybe even 100 times more effort than that, learns pickup. And he actually gets out there and he learns how to meet girls, because it's fucking grind. Would you guys admit pickup's a grind? Yeah. How much of a grind is this shit? It's a fucking grind, right? It is a fucking grind, but it's also fucking fun, you know? But there's a lot of movement and action and deliberate action that you're taking. But even higher than that is fixing your bullshit, fixing your pain body, looking at those low quality parts of yourself and becoming a high vibration, intelligent, go-getter, competent guy who can attract a woman who is also of high quality. It's not just about locking down some crazy bitch who's super hot, but it's about meeting a girl who you could trust as, you know, mom of your kids, who you trust as your partner, who you trust as your soulmate, who you trust as your best friend. There can be a million soulmates, just a fucking expression, guys, okay? But, you know, you trust as your best friend or your intimate partner. And when you do that, essentially at that point, you're an awesome guy, she's an awesome girl, you have that type of intimacy, and that can be a great direction to go in as well. And maybe it goes for 10 or 20 years, it ends, and then you're back out there again. Who knows? Maybe it goes your whole life. Who knows? I'd say prenup it if you do marriage, to be honest with you, because some guys, I mean, I've read some crazy shit, but I'm not anti-marriage, and there can be a lot of benefits to it. I'm also not anti not getting married. I think not getting married can be a great option too. There's lots of ways to do that. I made videos about it, and to just have a life partnership. There's different ways that you can go about it. I'm open to anything, but what I'd say, the major theme is that I'm open to deliberate proactivity, like just being proactive, not just passively not making a choice and stagnation or degeneration. But I am pro-growth, and I am pro-taking action. I am pro-controlling your outcomes and becoming the best version of yourself and bringing the best quality people around yourself. So I hope that you guys got a little bit of a gist of, you know, some wider perspectives on where your life could go. And I hope you're inspired. I hope that you see a great future. I hope that you see a vision of a better future and the direction that your life could go being fucking amazing just thinking about this stuff. And as you get stronger and stronger, you'll get older, you'll be able to contribute more value because as you make yourself strong, you'll want to help others, and you'll keep going up the spiral. By the time that you get older, you're going to be an inspired, smart, sharp, amazing dude surrounded by amazing people, and that's the vision that I have for you. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you'll take action. I hope that you don't just sit there getting inspired not doing it. I hope that you really fucking do it. Some guys will go crazy with it. Some guys will go moderate with it. Whatever degree you want to go to is up to you, but do fucking something. We're going to do a crazy exercise right now. I'm going to kind of blow your minds, make you go nuts. But this is the end of the talk, and I hope that you enjoyed it. So thank you very much.